Welcome back to another episode of Underrated Profession. I am Mr. Sauls, aka Mikestro.
William Graham, aka Big Fundamentals.
And before we get into it, I just want to make sure that y'all like, subscribe, and hit that bell to be notified every time we post a video. So also what we came to talk about today is these two topics was posed from some viewers of ours.
And I like when viewers, leave comments and stuff. I like that.
Right.
So y'all leave some comments for us.
Definitely leave some comments and questions or whatever information you might want to talk about. Please leave that for us, and we'll definitely get around to it.
Just help us create more content for you all.
And so today, these are two of the top ones that some of the viewers suggested. We will be speaking on today on how to find that forever shop. Okay, that's one of the topics that they gave us. We're gonna start off with that one first, but okay. I'm gonna let them know the next topic. The next topic will be females in the barbering game, and I mean not females in the barbering game, but females AND and the barbering game. So I just wanted to clear that up. Okay. So not females in the barbering game, but AND and the barbering game. So
that's a difference.
It's a difference. So. If you don't mind, you want me to start it off?
You take lead the class. We in school, so with that being said, we want to also give a shout out to the other co-host, out to Mitchell, aka the Quick Barber.
Salute.
And we are here on location at Wake Tech Community College.
Yes.
Over at the Public Safety Campus. So just want to give a shout out to our location where we at.
All right.
So but I'm ready. I'm ready for your class.
I'm ready for
class. I'm ready. I got my homework.
All right. So it says for me, it says how to find that forever shop. From my point of view, you definitely would have to go out and visit different shops around the area, that you would like to work in. So if I was them, I would go in, I would introduce myself to the owner or the barbers that's in there. I would let them, ask them, is it okay for me to sit down in there to watch them cut?
So what would be a best day for that though? Because you just don't want to just walk on a hot Friday or Saturday, would you?
Right. Okay, that's a good point. So I would definitely go from anywhere between Monday and a Wednesday, maybe.
Yeah.
What you think about Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Kind of slower days where you could go in, like I said, sit there, ask them, can you introduce yourself first? Ask if you could sit down and watch them. But when you're watching, what you should be doing is what I feel is that I will be soaking up the energy of the shop. Feeling out the energy of the shop. And what I mean by energy is like how do the barbers treat customers? How does the barbers treat each other? How good are their skills? Things of that nature. I will also, before I leave though, I will ask them about commission or booth rental, and also knowing their price list. So doing those things at every single shop that you will be interested in, I think that will aid you on finding your forever shop. So what did you think about what I was just giving you about?
Yeah.
How the barbers treat, filling out the energy of the shop.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Because also I had down in my notes was going to be find out what the culture is. So I was kind of saying the same thing, like you said, see how they treating customers, how they treating one another. That's important. Just sitting back. May not even kind of similar to for those I know you might want to check out some previous podcasts that we did talking about how to search for a school. Check that out. You'll find it on Spotify, or where you can find all podcasts.
Yeah. All platforms.
We had a conversation on that on all the different platforms.
All platforms.
But, my man's just but anyway. But yeah, find out the culture. Find out what the culture is, similar to like what I mentioned earlier. Why I brought up that previous episode is because we talked about the same thing about finding the school.
Right.
So the same thing applies for a shop. Maybe you want to go there and get some services there.
Yeah.
And may not even let them know that you're even interested in working there. Go get a haircut so you can really see how the culture is, how authentic it really is.
Yeah,
right?
because if you're going in and you're just getting a haircut, so they ain't gonna know that you're looking.
Right.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I would do that. One of the things I had down for so I agree with the culture. and then again finding out what I had was like what is your goals, like what are your and I came across this online. I had to do some Google research.
Okay.
That's my but like something to think about, like what is your goals when you go to that shop. So that kind of helps you kind of narrow down the shops you want to go to, or you may potential shops, because are they going to be going in the direction you want to go in? Do they have the kind of vibe like you said, or the coach you want to go in? Because that will help you with, again, what is your goals? Are you trying to be more upscale? Are you trying to be more traditional? Do you want to be more kind of more free will type of environment? So what is your goals? What are you trying? Are you trying to like own your own shop? Are you trying to like get in there and try to move up quickly, meaning, or you just cutting hair, or do you want to go in there like try to be a manager? Because that's a whole different ball. You get some people in there trying to count your money.
Try to count your money.
I
don't see a lot of shots, man. That's another episode. People will try to count your money now. People will try to count your money. Seriously.
So, but I had going back to saying like location. Like, is that shop?
That's good.
Is a good location for you? Is going to be first starting out. Just being realistic on what kind of clientele you got. How close is it to the to your house, because, or where you live, I should say, not your house, but where you live, because you may not be making no money right away.
Right.
You think about it.
Right.
So
that's one of the reasons I told them to ask about commission and booth rental as well.
I was ridiculous. So that's part of your whole selection as well. Is are they gonna is it convenient for you, or do you have to travel more than I would say no more than 30 minutes or so, but everybody now, depending on where you live at, it all depends on where you live at based on how far you're willing to travel.
Right.
So that makes a difference as well, because that gas for that traveling is going to be a factor into your money you're making.
Your profit, basically.
Actually. And then interview the owner. That's another one I found out there I thought was interesting. Interview the owner, like go in and ask questions. Go in and ask them, like, what are the potentials if you're interested in learning how to cut all hair textures, or different hair types, or you want to you like continuing education, you want to get educated or education, so just find out, interview, just don't necessarily be going in there you to be interviewed. Interview the owner. Interview the manager, like you said earlier, like find out what their experience is, how long they've been cutting, how long the shop been around, how many barbers how long has his barbers been there? That's
a good one too.
What kind of reputation do you have as
is it a revolving door or not?
Exactly.
Right.
The last one I thought was interesting, that I think we don't talk enough about as for barbers. I kind of threw it in. Is products.
Oh, okay.
Right, products and selling, offering additional services, right?
Building that ticket up.
Building that ticket up.
Great.
I just had a discussion with the students in class this morning, actually, about like understanding, what the manager willing to do is for, like, one thing we don't like as managers, don't come here undercut, right? You want to come in.
That's a no-no, y'all.
Yeah, if
that's a no-no. No, that is a no-no. What Matumbo do? No. That's a no-no, y'all.
No-no, right?
That's a no-no.
So don't undercut. Now, if you want to add on to a ticket or build your ticket, as you were saying, that's something, of course, you want to check with your, the manager first to find out for sure. And but you want to keep that in mind. No lights went out on us. Hold on. 1 second.
1 second. 1 second.
There we go. So now we back with some lights on.
Okay.
But like I was just saying with products, is just making sure that you get it approved by your shop manager about certain products to make sure that they don't already have no existing products
that they selling and everything. Right.
Yep.
All right. So I like, just to recap, I was saying you go in there, and ask the client. Ask the owner if you can, sit in there so you can watch them, so you can get a vibe of it. Make sure, like about their skills and to see how they treat clients and customers. And whereas Mr. Big Fundamentals over here gave some good points as well. When you go there, what are your goals? Location, as well as the vibes. And products and things like that, of that nature. So
if you want, I know hopefully there should be some stuff that some notes popping up on as we're doing this video, but we'll make sure we leave some of our top suggestions for our topics we'll leave them down in the description box.
In the description box.
If you want to take a look at any of those.
Okay. So
Sounds good.
that was our that was our
good.
plan about how to find that forever shop.
Forever shop.
All right.
Now I will tell you now, finding that forever shop is hard when you come out of school though. Before we move on, I do want to point that out. Like I always like to tell students, especially for states like here in North Carolina where it requires you have to get an apprentice license. You got to become an apprentice before you become registered, or some states call it master, or your full license, or however you want to call it. But with that being said, I always like to remind them that, remember, you're doing an apprenticeship.
Right.
So, yes, it would be wonderful if your first shop you go to would be your forever shop. I was fortunate. I was blessed that my first shop I went to, I was there for 10 years. It could have been my forever shop.
Right.
But because I added on other skill sets, and I actually got pushed out from my manager. He encouraged me to, because I was doing more than what the shop could offer, because I had my nails, massage lights, and stuff like that.
Right.
So he was encouraging me to, go ahead and spread your wings,
Do more.
And I appreciate him for that. I'm forever, grateful for him for that, because I wouldn't probably be here today if I didn't get that nudge, because I was going to be, I'm the shooter.
Oh, you shoot.
I'm there. I'm there. So I'm there. So I'm used to being there. It was hard for me to leaving that, and I wasn't concerned with necessarily owning the shop. I was fine with having my own business within the business.
Right.
But I had got to the point where I felt like I was his right hand man, and I was robbing. I didn't want to leave Batman type things. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And just to piggyback off of what you were just saying, that you just so happen to find your forever shop once you got out there, and like you said, it'd be hard for people to find their forever shop once they really get out of school. And that's why I was bringing up whether it's commission, if it's commission or booth rental, because that's gonna make it so about your goals. Come back to your goals as well. How much money are they gonna be able to make? Would you be able to make any money if you do booth rental starting out, or would you be able to make money better when you're doing commission?
That's a whole other conversation.
That's a whole other conversation too.
Yeah, that's a whole
because we was about to I was about to go about commission and booth rental. That's a whole nother topic. So we're gonna stick to the script. So that was our thoughts on how to find your forever shop.
Yeah.
The next topic was females and A&D and the barbering game.
Now this one we definitely got to revisit again.
Okay.
I would love to be able to have a lady barber in the mix of this conversation.
True that.
Or a student,
True
or what
that.
have you.
True
but,
that.
To get a female on this. But we're gonna go ahead and take a first step. This be a first part. So we'll come back to this again. So this will be a first part.
First part of this. You just give a little pros and cons. Female in the barber game. So, like what I thought about, to me, this is just my opinion, that I feel that females they have somewhat of an advantage because of the fact that most of the clientele or customer base is male. And if a female can really cut, she got to have skills though.
Yeah.
If a female can really cut,
male or female.
Well, male or female, you got to know how to cut. You got to have them skills for one.
Right.
But definitely for a female barber, she would definitely need to be able to know how to cut. But I feel like any guy would go to them before they go to a male because of the fact that it's a female, you're just a female.
Right.
And so that's what I feel that's one of the pros that they have, because they are female, but as long as they got skills though.
They stand out.
They stand out.
Right.
But one of the cons that I also have is basically she's a female too, because of the fact that most male clients will think that a female can't cut.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
They assume already. It's already assumed that a female client is not as good as a male client.
Right.
That is all. So those are pros. That's a pro and a con that I think. What you think? Mr. Graham.
Yeah. I kind of listed. I kind of approached it as some things that helps us stand out. I didn't even think about the cons to it.
Okay.
But off the top of my head, on some, I got some pros, but I didn't do the cons. But I could, I think I could throw some cons.
Yeah, you can kind of say, we've been in the business multiple years, so we know how it goes. We know how it goes, so we can throw it out there a little bit now. We can throw it out there a little bit.
So I'll start off with a quick story.
Okay.
A client.
Okay.
Leave them nameless, obviously.
Right.
And they gave the short version of the story. The client had came to me because their previous barber retired,
Okay.
sold the business to a couple, a husband and wife,
Okay.
a husband and wife couple, at the shop, sold him the business. Well, he was started making appointments with the husband because he remembered him from being in the shop and
Right.
everything like that. So he remembered us. So he was getting a cut by the husband. Well, every time he made an appointment for the husband, though, every time he made an appointment, he got there. The husband did the whole bait and switch, kind of like, "Oh, my wife, she'll take care of you.
Oh.
Right? I'm a little bit behind. She'll take care of you," type of thing. He did the
Oh.
whole bait and switch on
Okay.
him.
Okay.
So he said that by the third time he went there, he switched like that.
Yeah.
He said he just let it be known, like that's enough. That's it.
That's it.
I don't believe in a woman cutting my hair,
Wow.
and that's how he wound up
Coming to you.
coming to me because he just didn't believe in.
Just didn't believe that.
He's an older gentleman. He just said he just did. He was he was an older gentleman.
Yeah.
He just said he just didn't believe in it. So there is some
cons.
there's some gentlemen or maybe even some women that or clients I should just say that are like you just said have the tendency to be kind of closed minded or just assumes either their prior. It could have been some prior experience. It could have been just how they was brought up. That they just believe that that a woman can.
But it's also said too, you know what they say. When you assume you make an ass out of you, then you make an ass out of me.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So that's what they say.
So I was like, that's very interesting. So it made me keep my eyes on it.
Right.
So but some of my pros though is was that they able to. First of all, I agree with you 100% that the women. Barbers can do certain things that male barbers easier,
right?
Than what male barbers can do. Certain services they can build those, as you said, build those tickets easier than a male, just due to people's personal preferences or whatever.
Right.
So I think they add a feminine touch to approach to things. Yeah. So that's a plus.
That's a plus.
Something that I found interesting when I was kind of like looking around that does make sense is that along with that feminine approach, because women, first of all, just for the record, women, y'all they cut very well.
They do. So there's nothing against y'all.
They got an eye for detail.
Yes.
That as what they say with that men see black and white, women see color.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So they already got an eye. Sometimes it takes Sometimes it takes, at least from a student perspective, a school perspective.
Okay.
Sometimes I've noticed it takes some women a little bit longer to catch it or get on.
Okay.
Or get it when it comes to cutting versus a male. But once they get it.
It's a done deal.
They got it.
It's a done deal.
Yes. Some of my favorite barbers are females, actually. So, anyway, along with the feminine approach, they able to add that part where there's certain, like, we know guys like to talk too. People don't believe that guys that know. Guys come in and talk, but so there may be some things that they may tell the female they won't tell.
A guy, right? I didn't even think about that.
I didn't think about that.
And then, that's a good one.
And then, all right, if you know that you're trying to look good for your woman,
right?
From a female who is better to get opinion from.
There's the female, right?
So there's a lot of you got to do my research. You got to do my research.
Okay, for the middle. Okay.
And then they, like I said earlier when I mentioned about certain services that could do easy, and I mean by stuff like that I did very well with, but I know that if I was a female, it would probably even have more opportunity,
like
facials and the shampoos and the additional services that we can do as well, but it takes a little more, selling and promotion and to educating and it's okay and
to get there with the guy.
Be a little rough with them, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Put them in a headlock, they be like, they're good, dog.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, it is what it is. But like, fellas, get those shampoos, dog.
Yeah.
Get the
build that ticket, man. Build that ticket.
So,
build that ticket.
But anyway, but that's what I have for the ladies, But ladies represent. Something else I found, it was an interesting fact.
What was that?
That they say that, I saw that, I think it was 2021 to 22. They say that it's, as for why this is a great topic and why, just something that women, are here in the industry. that they're saying that they make up about 40% of the industry now.
Wow.
Women? Women are making up to about 30%.
About 30%.
About 30% of women.
They're pretty high than what it used to be. So did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Yeah.
Women
Then,
make up 30% of the profession now.
And that's perfect timing because they also, research has shown, I guess obviously with, as you know, especially in the African American community, where women are going more natural,
Right.
and all that good stuff. That actually they say that women now getting services make up to about 40%. I added back. So 30% for actually working, and about 40% is actually getting services.
Those some good numbers.
So that means now you have more women coming to the shop. So you need more women representation.
Wow, I didn't even know about those statistics like that.
I thought that was
It's very interesting because if you go back 10 years, like those percentages that you just gave are extremely low. Extremely low.
Probably more. I saw when I was doing that research, I did notice that, like, I think we might have been really, honestly, like what's really crazy, I would say as far back as like maybe 15 to 17, that they at that time it was like a 10 to 15%.
Wow.
So it was a big jump of women getting into, and there was a couple of really cool articles out there. I think Salon Centric had a really cool one when they was interviewing some lady barbers. And it's just been a really big boom because one of the things that I've noticed out there that you have some women that that like being around the fellas.
Right.
They like being around the fellas. They just don't do well with other women. They not around
and
the guys.
There's a lot of women like that. They don't do well with a lot of women.
So they just do well around the fellas.
Right.
It makes sense, right?
Right.
And so it's good to see now as we talking about it. I mean, that percentage is probably really pretty accurate because I remember even when I was inspecting, and that's been over 10 years ago. I mean, you probably only really saw like maybe every other shop you saw a female, but nowadays
you starting to see females.
You see females in probably every shop.
That can cut too. That can cut too.
Yeah.
Because that's the main thing,
barbers. It ain't no females.
No
barbers.
Barber females. Yeah. So,
but that was good. But that was, I found that very interesting. So ladies, make sure you keep representing. I could say that enrollment wise in schools, I've seen the increase as well to that same.
Within the last 5 years, because I've been teaching now for about 6 years. Yeah. So within those last 6 years, I've seen like a big percentage of women coming to school for barbering.
Yeah, and
I have seen that.
A lot of them always say when we get to know, they all kind of say the same thing, like, yeah, I'm glad being around a bunch of women.
That's true. Not even just in barbering. That's just in life with women. There's a lot of women that don't like to be around women because you know how they do. Not towards no women. We love the women, but you know what I'm saying. Look, y'all women know how.
And the lady actually, if you think about it, a lady does balance.
It balances the shop. It does balance the shop out because it's certain things. Because us guys, when we be in there cutting, we talk about all different types of stuff, sports, women, blah blah blah. It would kind of balance. It will balance the shop out with another woman being in there because there's certain things that we would have to be, fact check and truthful about because them women gonna fact check. They gonna fact check real quick. So you got to be on point. So that's the good right there. So we want to thank y'all again for tuning in to Underrated Profession. Again, why don't you hit that like, subscribe button, and also hit that bell to be notified. I am Mr. Sauls, a.k.a. Mikestro.
I'm William Graham, a.k.a. Big Fundamentals. Remember, keep learning, growing, and keep refreshed. Stay fresh.
Yes.
All right.
And we'll see you on another episode.
All right.
Peace.
All right, we did it.
Hey. That was good. That was better than Merkel. 10 grams. What? That was better.